Hello, everyone. My name is Mrs. James, and I'm the lead counselor here at Plano Senior High. I'd like to take just a few minutes to talk to our seniors. Right now, the college application process is well underway, and whether you have already gotten things started or maybe you're new to the whole thing, this information that I'm going to give to you today will help guide you through what can sometimes feel like an overwhelming process. I'm going to start by going to our Plano Senior High School website. If you've got your phone or your Chromebook and you want to follow along with me, that would be great. You get to our website by just going to the main Plano ISD website, and then you can click on schools, and then high school, and then Plano, and that's going to take you to our maroon homepage. Now, there's a bunch of information here, but what I want to focus on is the stuff that's going to help you with the college application process. So I'm going to click on counseling. And when I get here, if you're on your phone, you'll see a little drop-down menu. Otherwise, if you look to the left side of your screen, you'll see all the different categories, and you're going to click on applying to college. Now, before we dive in, I want to make sure that we're all speaking the same language when we talk about college. When I refer to the term college, I'm really using it as an umbrella term for anything that you do to further your education after you leave high school. So for some of you, that may be doing a career certificate program or a trade school program at an independent trade school or at like Collin College. These kinds of programs usually take maybe a year or two. And when you finish them, you have the necessary skills and training to go right into the workforce. Some of you may choose to enroll in a 2-year program at a community college or junior college like Collin College again, stay there for a short amount of time, and then transfer to a college or university to finish out that 4-year bachelor's degree. There are others who go directly to that college or university of their choice, stay there for the entire 4-year program, and then earn their bachelor's degree. From there, you can enter the workforce, you can continue your education, just depends on what your career choice is. And then we also have students who make the choice to go into a military enlistment, be it a 4-year contract, a National Guard, 6-year enlistment. And from there, you can continue a career in the military. You can then go back and go to college. You can go to the workforce. You have lots of options. So there's lots of choices for you when you finish high school. I'm focusing on today the ones that require you to further your education and how you're going to apply and get in and make those choices. So back to our website, we've got a lot of information to walk you through the process. There is a handout, and then there's a checklist that provide you with step-by-step details on how to do all this. I like the checklist because it can show you exactly what you need to be doing at different times between 11th and 12th grade as you go through the steps for applying for college. You can print this off. If you want a hard copy of it, you can come to the counseling office and we can give you a copy. Then there is a more detailed college application process handout. And this one takes what's on that checklist and breaks it down into even more detailed steps. Talks about how to directly apply to different types of schools, how to request transcripts, how to get your test scores, financial aid. It has a lot of information. We also have hard copies of these in the counseling office if you're not able to print it yourself. These are 2 great tools to take home to your parents, especially as they're asking you questions like, what are you doing with your college applications? You can take these 2 handouts home, and then as a family, you guys can go through the information. So let's zoom out a little bit and kind of talk about the big picture with all this college application stuff. What is it that you have to do to apply and get in and all of that? I break it down kind of into 5 big categories. You start out by doing your admission testing, which a lot of you took care of as juniors last year when you took the SAT here at Plano Senior High School. The next step is that you are going to actually go to a website to complete an application. This is your way of giving the college the information about you that they will need to start the decision process. From there, you will submit academic information, things like your transcripts, letters of recommendation, essays, portfolios, all of that, depending on what the school asks for. You can apply for different types of financial aid. Most of that begins October 1st of your senior year. It can include things like grants, loans, scholarships. And then once we get usually into, say, February, March of your senior year, that's when the decisions start coming in. You'll start hearing from the schools, you'll review those acceptance letters and make your decision. So let's just take a moment and we're going to go back to our website and look at the information provided about each of these steps. So on our website, when it comes to that submitting the application part, where do I go? How do I do that? There are multiple videos that have been recorded. Some of them are by me, some of them are by third-party websites, but the videos go over step-by-step in detail how to do these different things. So once it's time for you to work on your application, you can click on one of those videos. It'll walk you through. There are also links here to where you can go to do your application. For example, the vast majority of you will be applying to one of our public in-state universities here in Texas. Those are schools like Texas A&M, UT Austin, UT Dallas, University of North Texas, Stephen F. Austin, Texas Tech, all those kinds of schools. And you'll use this website, goapplytexas.org. And what's great about it is it's one application that you can submit to any of those in-state schools. So you only have to fill it out once, make one profile, you do the application, and then you can submit it and pay the application fee to whichever school you want to apply to. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend that every one of you start an Apply Texas account. Some of you may be using another application that's called the Common App. And it works the same way Apply Texas does. In this one, you will set up one account. This one, however, can be accepted by schools that are outside of Texas. So private schools and out-of-state schools will use the Common App, but it works the same way. You set up your account, you input all your information, and then you'll be able to submit this one to over 900 schools of your choice. You'll also need to submit your test scores, and we talked about that briefly. If you took the SAT with us last spring, then you already have an SAT score that you could submit. You could also make the choice to take the SAT again if you wanted to see if you can improve your score, or you can log in to your College Board account and send those results to whatever schools you've decided to apply to. The other college entrance exam is the ACT, and the link to the ACT website is here as well. And the next ACT is on October 23rd. And if you register by September 17th, you'll be able to get in to take that test. For both the SAT and the ACT, when you take the test, you have the option of directly sending your scores to up to 4 schools right at the time that you take the test. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, let's head on back. So we've talked about things like your admission testing, completing the actual applications. The next thing you'll need to do is submit academic information to the schools that you're applying to. They're going to want to see your grades, and then there may be other things like letters of recommendation. A record of all of your grades that you've earned in high school is called a transcript. And back on our website, we've got 2 videos to help you walk you through the transcript process. We use a program called Naviance in order to submit our transcript requests. And here's a video from Naviance that walks you through exactly how to do that. Now, your transcript, as I said before, is a record of all of your grades. This includes everything you've done from 9th grade up until now. And for some of you, there may even be some grades you earned back in middle school on your transcript. If you took Algebra 1 or Spanish, Gateway to Technology in middle school, that's on your transcript as well. You don't have to worry about requesting transcripts from Vines or Clark or Jasper. All of your grades are on your Plano Senior High transcript. For record keeping purposes, Plano Senior High is your high school that will have all of your grades and records. So don't worry about including information about Vines or Clark or having to go to them to get a transcript. Now, another thing that the school may ask for are letters of recommendation. You may be asked to provide them from a teacher or even from your counselor. If you need your teacher to write a letter of recommendation, I recommend that you ask that teacher in person. You need to give them, I would recommend, say 4 weeks in advance so that they have time to put that letter together for you if they are able. Writing recommendation letters is something that teachers do outside of their normal duties. So you want to make sure that you provide them with as much information as possible and that you give them enough time so that they're able to put that together for you. Some schools may even ask for a counselor recommendation. And if you are in that situation, then you'll need to submit something to your counselor that we call the blue packet. And the purpose of the blue packet is for you to provide information to your counselor that he or she can use to write on your behalf to the colleges or universities. If you're unsure if you need to do something like a blue packet, go talk to your counselor. It really does depend on the school that you are applying to, whether or not you'll need a counselor recommendation. Okay, so let's go back to our roadmap. So we have done our admission testing. You've got your applications completed. You've submitted your academic information, your transcripts, your rec letters. Oh, and I do want to mention, you may have other things that they ask for. Depending on the school that you're applying to and the program you're applying to, you may need to do essays. You may need to submit a high school resume. You may need to submit a portfolio. It's super important that you read carefully on the websites of the schools that you're applying to what it is that they need so that you have everything complete in your application. All right. Financial aid is a huge part of the decision for many families. Beginning October 1st of your senior year, you'll have the opportunity to start working on something called the FAFSA, and that is the first step in the application process. On our website, we've got a lot of information about financial aid as well. If you go back to that menu and click financial aid, you can find even more info there. We held a financial aid information session last November, and the video is linked for that right here. We're going to be having another one this fall as well. So stay tuned to the announcements and to e-news so that you and your parents can attend the next financial aid session that we have. So you can get information about things like loans, grants, scholarships, all the different options to help you pay for your college education. And then once you've done all of that, then you're just waiting for those acceptance letters to come in. That usually starts happening about February or March of your senior year, depending on when you did your applications and which schools you applied to. I know that this can seem like a big process, and I've gone over a lot of things here in a short amount of time. If you don't remember anything else from our little talk right now, and that is, there are people out there who can help walk you through it. There are resources out there to help walk you through it. Start on our website. Click on this applying to college and start clicking links and reading and looking at the videos. Bring your parents here and you guys can watch some of these videos together and start kind of gathering what are the questions that you need answered. And then you can reach out to your counselor and request a meeting. I'd like to sit down to talk about the college application process. All of your counselor's contact information is here, and they are all more than qualified to help with walking you through the steps of this process. We also hold different events and information sessions throughout the year. Once again, that information is saved on our website. As colleges are visiting our campus, we post it here when we do things like have our financial aid session, our college fairs, our college 101 information night. All that information gets posted here as well. That's all that I have for you guys today. Again, thank you for your attention. If you have any questions about all of this, reach out to your counselors. Don't let this process overwhelm you. Just take it one step at a time and ask questions as you need it. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to hearing from you.